So let me talk about wedding photography style. You might not think wedding photography style is too important for your wedding. You just want a photographer, but you actually don't want just a photographer. You want someone who's going to capture your wedding day in the way that you want, that's going to give you great photos. And of course, great photos, what's a great photo? What you think is a great photo might be different to what I think is a great photo. So let me tell you what I do, and maybe we can see if we're a good fit for each other. So firstly, wedding photography style. The style that a wedding photographer uses comes down to several things. The camera, the lenses, the way they actually go about doing the job, the way they edit, what photos do they look for on the day, how much interaction is there between the wedding photographer and the couple and their guests. So there's lots of things go together that give an end result of the style. It seems to me that most wedding couples these days want documentary wedding photos. So these are photos that capture the essence of the day, that tell the story, that have got people having a laugh, being emotional, where the photos are natural, unposed. That is the feedback that I get from my couples. And fortunately, that is the style of photography that I've always done. So, for those of you who are interested in photography, I use Nikon cameras. I use 3. I use 2 mirrorless and a DSLR. I use prime lenses almost all the time, which requires me to get involved much more so than a zoom lens. With a zoom lens, you can stand over in the corner, zoom in, zoom out. You don't have to move, you don't have to interact with anyone. I use prime lenses because I prefer them, but it forces the photographer to become part of the wedding party, and I think that gets much better photos. But it's not just about being there and clicking the button to get a shot. It's a matter of seeing that shot come in, being aware of where you are, where the light's coming from, what is there that you can put in the shot that will maybe add to the shot, that will create something more artistic than just a quick snapshot of someone having a laugh. And that is what I work 8-10 hours a day trying to do, and that I think I do reasonably successfully. So the photos I give my wedding couples are natural, documentary, tell the story of the day. There'll be some great prep shots. And by the way, some brides aren't too fussed about having prep shots. I think they really start the story of the day off really well, especially if it's a wedding where we have several bridesmaids and things like bottles of champagne all over the place. It just makes some really great photos and a really great start to the wedding day. And although I do documentary photography, which by the way is what pretty well all wedding photographers say they do, I also do a few staged shots. Not posed, staged. There's a difference. Throughout the day, there may be a particularly beautiful room, part of the garden, part of the venue. And I just see in my head a great photo with the bride and groom, or the bride and groom and the bridesmaids, or whatever. And occasionally I will say, can we just spend 2 minutes getting a shot over there? And we'll just wander off and get some shots there. And as far as posing goes, I might say to the groom, can you just stand behind the bride, whisper something in her ear, and leave you to get on with it. And that's about as difficult as I make it. I certainly don't do things like telling people where to move their chin and where to look and move the hand up here and your finger's in the wrong place. Some wedding photographers actually get that detailed and turn it almost into a wedding photo shoot rather than a wedding. So that's on the day. Afterwards, I edit the photos to try and make them look like your day was. So what do I mean by that? If you look at some wedding photographers' galleries, All of the photos in there look like midsummer. They've all got a soft sort of background, a sort of light, airy, floaty feel, which is great. If your wedding is in the middle of June and it's a lovely sunny day with not too much wind and a little bit of cloud just to stop the sun being too bright, then yes, those sort of photos are what you would get. But what about those many other weddings which take place on a wet and windy Wednesday when it's got really thick dark cloud, it's quite windy? What would be the point of giving you photos that look like the middle of June? So I edit every wedding to look like what it was on the day, which doesn't look the best on my Instagram feed or in my gallery because there's a difference. They don't all look, there's not a cohesive look, which is why I'm really keen on doing this video to tell you about my style. But you will get photographs that reflect what it was like on your day. If it's wet, windy and cold and frosty with snow on the ground, that's what you'll get. You'll get photos that give you that feel. If it's sweltering hot, you'll get that sort of feel. I don't see the point in not giving you realistic photos. Moving on, I also do video. These days with modern cameras it's so easy just to flick a switch and it's a video camera. I video the entire ceremony from a tripod, as I'm doing now, and I'll give you that video to you as one video. But throughout the day I'm also flicking the switch now and then and getting 20-30 second shots of certain parts of the day. Interesting stuff, but not as important as the ceremony. And I'll put those together afterwards to create a 15 minutes or so highlight video that goes right the way through the day to tell the story of your day in video rather than in photographs. And that is included in both my packages. And let me just round up by saying, over the years, I've been doing this since 2013, over the years I've got fairly good at doing this, I think. I've won awards. Last year I won the a wedding award from Hitched 2023 wedding photographer. I'm the #1 rated by Hitched wedding photographer in Suffolk. I'm a member of the Society of Portrait and Wedding Photographers. I've been published in magazines and so on and so forth. And I've recently started to teach other wedding photographers how to elevate their own wedding photography. So that's me in a few minutes. I hope you found that useful. There's some more information a bit down below. Take a look and hopefully we are a good match. But if we're not, that's fine. Thank you very much for watching and hopefully we can talk in the future. Thanks a lot. Bye.